The night was deep, and the city was decorated with colorful neon lights. I, Emily, dressed up carefully and headed to the Western restaurant, where I had an appointment with my boyfriend, Jack. This restaurant was hidden deep in a small alley. It was said that the atmosphere there was romantic, and the dim yellow lights could always create a warm environment. I was full of anticipation, yet there was also a faint sense of unease. I arrived early and took a seat by the window, looking towards the door from time to time. At this moment, a strange woman suddenly stood in front of me. She introduced herself as Lucy, and to my shock, she was Jack's ex-girlfriend. She bluntly said that Jack had never really let her go, and that they had been secretly in touch behind my back. She even hinted that Jack had ulterior motives for this date. This news was like a bolt from the blue. I just couldn't believe that Jack, with whom I had been in love for 3 years, could betray me. Just then, Jack walked into the restaurant. When he saw Lucy, his face instantly turned deathly pale. Lucy sneered and threw a stack of photos on the table. In the photos, Jack and she were acting intimately, which stabbed my eyes. My eyes turned red with tears, and I questioned Jack. He stammered, and his explanations were full of holes. I was completely disheartened and got up to leave. However, Jack seemed to have gone crazy. He rushed over and held me tightly, his eyes wild, muttering that I couldn't leave. Lucy also stepped forward to pull him away, and the three of us immediately got into a scuffle. In the chaos, Jack somehow took out a fruit knife and waved it wildly in the air, shouting, "No one can break us up." Suddenly, Lucy let out a scream, covering her abdomen. Blood gushed out from between her fingers and instantly stained her clothes red. I stood there in horror, my mind blank. Jack also froze, looking at the blood-stained knife, his face full of fear and confusion. The restaurant was in an instant uproar, and someone hurriedly called the police. Jack came to his senses and tried to drag me away. I struggled desperately and shook him off. The police arrived quickly and subdued Jack. I looked at Jack being taken away, and then at Lucy, who was lying on the ground, her life hanging in the balance. Tears welled up in my eyes and streamed down my face. This date, which should have been sweet, had turned into a bloody tragedy because of the appearance of the mistress. I never thought that the Jack I loved deeply had hidden such a terrifying secret. My life had been rewritten from this moment on, and the future was filled with nothing but confusion and pain, as if I had fallen into a dark abyss, with no glimmer of hope in sight.